Hello and welcome to another Lunch and Learn from CoatingsCoffeeShop. My name is Heidi Ellsworth and this is a very special Lunch and Learn because we are live, yes, live in Winter Haven, Florida at the Poly School Training Center from Polyglass. We are with the experts in innovation and that's what this Lunch and Learn is all about. I'm so excited to introduce you to our guests, Spingler and Kelsey Archer. Kelsey, Allie, and we're going to have them introduce themselves and we're going to be talking about innovation today. So let's start with some introductions.
Hi, my name is Spingler. I have been with Polyglass now for 10 years. I'm in sales in Southwest Florida and a 24-year roofing veteran.
I love it. 24 years in roofing. That's awesome.
Yes, I was just a child.
I'm with you. I'm a little bit longer, but I'm very with you. Kelsey.
My name's Kelsey Archer. I am the sales rep in Central and Southeast Florida for Polyglass. And I'm also a licensed engineer. My background is in building envelope consulting, which I did in Massachusetts, and I continue to do down here in Florida. I've been in the roofing industry for about 15 years.
That is amazing, building envelope consultant. You don't hear that a lot. There's not a lot of women involved in that.
Very true.
I know, so congratulations.
Thank you.
In fact, we're really excited. We're here live at the Poly School because tomorrow there's going to be a full training for women in roofing here, and these ladies are going to be doing that training too. So today we thought, hey, let's get a Lunch and Learn in and really talk about the innovation of Polyglass. I've been involved with Polyglass for many years, I'm gonna say decades actually, and I've watched all the innovation that comes from this amazing company. So today we have 3 learning objectives, and that is innovative technologies, innovative products, and innovative customer support. All important for having huge success. I want to remind everybody that we have a discussion sheet. Please download it and please be sure to fill it out because we have that quiz online. Be sure to take it, get your certificate of completion, and get entered in for a free lunch from Coatings Coffee Shop. So get those discussion sheets ready. We're gonna hit the road and we're gonna be talking about some innovation. We're gonna start with our first learning objective, innovative technologies. And I'm going to go to Allie and we're gonna talk about, I have to tell you, I was around when this happened, when ADESO came out. Believe it or not, I was around working with Polyglass. I think ADESO is one of the fundamental technologies in roofing that has changed the roofing landscape. Can you talk a little bit about the self-adhered technology and just really give us what it is and how it works within the products?
Absolutely. So I think you would be remiss to talk about Polyglass without talking about ADESO, right? This is really the cornerstone of who Polyglass is. Our self-adhered technology is not a peel and stick. This is a science-backed program, patented program, where it's going to adhere more over time, right?
Yes.
We were just talking about an example of a roof that were 25 years ago that was done. So this product, again, it's a self-adhered product, can be used in multiple applications. You can do a fully self-adhered roof, or we have a lot of hybrid systems where we're combining a self-adhered base sheet with cold applied, torch, or hot mopped cap sheet. So there's some flexibility within the product, but one of the things that has kind of set it apart has been being able to remove that open flame or the hot mop on a roof.
Safety.
Absolutely, and any of us that have been doing this a long time, we're always looking for ways to make this a safer environment for everyone.
And really when you look at the ADESO technology, it works residential and commercial.
Absolutely.
Which was kind of a big deal back in the day.
Absolutely. So we've become synonymous truly with underlayments, but these products, our self-adhered products, our ADESO products, are used residentially, commercially, healthcare, government, can be used really in any and all applications.
Yeah, I think it's really fundamental. And part of that with the ADESO, the self-adhered technology, but is also all the things you've been able to incorporate with it. And Kelsey, that really leads us to fire safety. Polyglass has done so much around just, we were talking about not having to torch, not having the hot asphalt, but beyond that, the technology that's going into the products for fire safety. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. So like you said, like the methods of doing the install is one thing for safety, but what about the end user? What about meeting codes for fire? So Polyglass recognized the need for this. People want to keep their families safe. They obviously want to meet the codes. After all these wildfires in the western part of the U.S., they realized that these products are working, the fire-rated products. So they came out with the XFR line. There's anchor sheets as well as the self-adhered, like Ali was mentioning. With the XFR line, it uses burn shield technology that's patented with Polyglass. And basically it meets several different codes, not just the UL Class A's, which you hear all the time. I have to meet a UL Class A. But it is also truly ember resistant, which comes into the wildfire areas, the WUI requirement that is in the western part of the country.
Yeah, the wildfire urban interface, because that's where I'm from Oregon. And I have to tell you, when the XFR came out, I was so excited because I was like, that's what we've used on our house.
Yeah.
You have the safety of that underlayment because you really need that for those true Class A systems.
Yeah, and exactly. So it's not going to prevent your house from lighting on fire from the inside. What it is truly for is the spread of fire.
Right.
So even if your neighbor's house is on fire and the flame spreads to yours, these products are made to help prevent the fire spread throughout your entire roof and eventually inside your building.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, residential and commercial, because it's all there and it all needs it. That burn shield technology, I think that's really key to everything that's been able to go around the safety with the fire, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Polyglass is patented. It sets them apart from other manufacturers that may have a fire-rated component to their products. But the burn shield, like I said, it's not just a flame spread, but it's an ember-resistant product as well.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay. The environment is on everyone's mind. We're here in Florida, and I think it's probably stronger here than anywhere else that I've seen. And a big technology that Polyglass has been just working on over and over and over again is their Kool roof solutions. Let's talk about some of those.
So our Kool roof line of products, we've done a great job, with our coatings and many different types of cap sheets. We definitely want to talk about our Polyfresco cap sheet. This is a cap sheet that has a patented cure technology where not only are you getting an SRI of 96, you're also locking in those granules, so you basically have zero granular loss.
Oh, wow.
So you're getting that high SRI rating along with a super robust sheet. Just this year we launched our bright white line of cap sheets. Those are designed to have an SRI rating of 86, not necessarily with the cure technology, but you're still meeting some of those minimum standards throughout the United States.
Yeah.
We talk about Miami 21, we talk about LEED, we talk about Title 24. Polyglass can meet all of those. We can contribute to a lot of those programs to help you get that energy efficient roof that's being required.
And that says so much. I mean, when you think about all the codes for all the parts of the country, when you're talking about from California to Florida through the northern states, that everyone wants it. Everybody wants to be able to have reflectivity and to be able to really be sustainable with what they're doing. A lot of folks are looking at it also saying, are there other, along with this great roof, when you're talking about Polyfresco and you're talking about your bright white, but also what about repairs? What about restoration? What do you have there?
So Polyglass has you covered there as well. Thank you for the lead-in. We have a full line of silicone coatings. We have low VOCs for those areas, California specifically, where those are requirements. We're starting to see that requirement be adopted all over the United States, though, and well into Canada. We also have a full line of acrylic coatings. So always our recommendation with all of our products, reach out to your local representative and work with them to identify what's going to be the best solution to, in the coatings case or anything really, to increase that longevity and protect your initial investment.
And one of the things that I love about Polyglass is really that ability to get the right materials for the right roof. And so whether that is going to be some of your self-adhered technology, whether it's going to be coatings technology, whether it's going to be, everything else in between that you need, you're able to really kind of look at a roof and say, this is what's going to work for it.
That is so true.
I think that really brings us to our second learning objective, which is innovative products. And I know we've talked about a little bit about products, but we're going to go a little bit deeper now because that's really where it all starts coming together. So as we are looking at Modifleece, okay.
Yeah.
What? I have not had as much experience with this. I'm excited to hear about it.
It's a semi-new product for Polyglass, and you mentioned that they are constantly, solving problems like, oh, this is the type of roof I have or I want. What do you have for us? Well, this product came from that. Basically, we do a lot of lightweight concrete down in Florida.
Yes.
Tons. So right now for modifieds, one of the only ways to install a modified over lightweight concrete is to mechanically attach an anchor sheet first, and then you can torch, hot mop, self-adhere on top of that. It's great because then you can then tear off, 20 years down the line when the roof is due. But now you're left with holes all over your lightweight concrete, right?
Yeah.
And you want to go back with something, but you're then just going to put more holes in it. So the Modifleece was created to alleviate the issues with that. It can be applied to new lightweight concrete or existing lightweight concrete.
Okay.
So it is a sheet that is foam adhered. There's no mechanical fasteners. So whatever that substrate is, as long as it's in good shape, you can apply the Modifleece, and it gets amazing uplift pressures. I mean, like sky high. With the splatter patterned foam adhesive. Now your base layer is the Modifleece, and you can put torch on top of that. You can put self-adhered on top of that, and you have no more fasteners in your lightweight.
So you can do your build-up and you're set with that.
Yep.
And I've heard so much about the foam adhesives.
Yeah.
I mean, that really is revolutionary.
It really is, and there's so many companies that make it now. It's 2-part and it adheres incredible. So,
well, and one of the things that, the rest of the country we're seeing, we are seeing great success over lightweight, but also over existing roof systems.
Yeah.
This being a fleece back SBS membrane, we can go over existing modified roofs that are in good shape and build you a new roof without tearing off. So then you talk about sustainability and the ability to not put more roofing materials in landfills.
Right, and with the extreme weather, you then have that incredible wind uplift along with the durability and the redundancy of those roofs.
I will also say we're doing a hotel right now that it's fully occupied.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want noise, they don't want odor, so, hot mop is out.
Right.
So we are going to be doing a self-adhered system, but it's lightweight. So we're proposing to do the Modifleece because it's going to be quiet. There's no nailing into the lightweight concrete.
I love it.
So yeah, it's a great product all around.
I think that is such a great point too, because times have changed. I can remember actually the days before I got into roofing, and when I was working in a office building, and I smelled this asphalt, and I was like, what's going on?
It's potent.
Yeah, what's happening? I mean, as my friend Vicky will say, that smell is money. But
Yes,
let's not put that smell down. But as you're looking at it today, tenants are really, they have set expectations, and building owners and facility managers have those same set expectations. So to be able to have the versatility of this kind of installation makes a big difference.
Totally. Yeah, there's a lot of sensitivities. I mean, a lot of hospital works, school works, things like that. And as Allie mentioned, the recover, right now, everyone's pinching their pennies, so they might not have the money to replace their roof fully. Yeah. A recover is a great option. It'll give you another 20 years warranty on your roof.
And then when you put that with potentially restoration also, or repair and maintenance, it all goes together.
Yeah.
Combined with a great maintenance program, longevity of your roof can really be extended when we're doing the right things up front.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So there's another new product out there that I'm not really familiar with, and I'm really excited to hear about it, and that's PolyVap SA. What is that?
Yes. So this is a true air and vapor barrier. It is to be installed directly to your decks or over a coverboard as a temp roof or vapor barrier. So down here in Florida, we don't really have vapor barriers. They're just not required by code. It doesn't make sense just due to our climates. However, we do have temp roofs. So this product can be exposed for 180 days. Therefore, you can tear off your roof, put this down, you're watertight within hours. And you can leave it like that for 180 days, wait for your insulation to get there, your cover boards and your membranes. For the rest of the country, I mean, I'm from Massachusetts. We had vapor barriers on every single roof up there. It's required by code.
We do too in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just one of those things that you really need to have. I'm kind of curious, and I would love your thoughts on this as a salesperson, right? So we have a lot of people out there right now who are thinking about innovative technologies. How do I sell that? Innovative products. How do I sell that? You know, when you're looking at these new products like Modifleece and PolyVap SA, how are you talking about those, and how are you kind of determining how those get to your building owners?
So, you know, I think at Polyglass, many of us that are, whether you're a tech rep or a sales rep, we're in the field working with our contractors, working with specifiers. And the goal is really to identify the best possible roof for that consumer. So, you know, obviously we want to be cost effective, but we want to maximize that initial investment. So I think what we do is kind of look at each project by project. So it's hard to say, yes, this will work on everything. Again, that's where I will always tell everyone, reach out to your local representative. These are professionals that we're trained and we have the experience to assist.
And you know what? I think it goes back to what you were talking about, Kelsey, is that it's about the region you're in.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
So as we're talking about these technologies and these products, they may not all be for your region, which again is why you really need to reach out to your reps.
Know your reps. And I mean, at least the ones that I have met with Polyglass have all been super helpful, very smart, know their stuff.
I have to tell you, I've worked with a lot of sales people from Polyglass over the years, and they're fantastic. It's just, they know their stuff, they know what's going on, because like we're sitting in this training facility, Poly School, Polyglass is committed to that kind of training, committed to what's going on. So let's go on to our third learning objective, and that is innovative customer support. And really, it's about the training, because then people know how to use all these new products, how to use all these new or long-standing technologies. So Kelsey, talk to us a little bit. We're here in Poly School.
Yes,
what is
we are
it?
here.
Talk to us.
So this is Poly School. We're about to have one tomorrow that is focused around women, which is amazing. And I am so excited to do that tomorrow. Our first ever, so hopefully it goes well. But yeah, I mean, they have Poly Schools all over the nation, and basically what it is contractors, distributors, architects, specifiers, consultants, the like, can come to these and learn about how to install the products, where the products came from, what their uses are. There's hands-on demos associated, so they can actually torch some products or put down some self-adhereds. The self-adhered is not for everyone. You know, a lot of old school roofers will say, I want a heat element, I want a hot mop. Well, bring them to a Poly School and you will show them how strong the adhesive actually is. Right. They will learn how to put it down correctly with no leaks. And it has changed many minds. I mean, the self-adhereds have come a long way. And I think a lot of that is due to the trainings and educations. Yeah,
you know, looking at, like you said earlier, looking at the building over there that I was on 20 years ago, talking about, and now, and it's the first self-adhered. And I think, Allie, when we talk about trainings and we talk about what's going on here, that is really, you got to do a lot of training on new or even really well-established technologies so that contractors will believe in them and trust.
And it's creating that comfortability. You know, I think as humans, we're comfortable with what we know, right? Yeah. And when you're talking about innovation, you're challenging the norm. And at Polyglass, that's why training is such a key component to what we do. And as Kelsey was saying, we do Poly Schools all over the United States, well into Canada. Well, I don't want to forget our friends in the north, well into Canada. As well as we have our Polyflix channel on YouTube. There is a full cache library of demos. We have time trials. You can see how the product is used. You can see how it works. On top of, a lot of the reps and local tech reps are doing trainings
live.
Yes.
Live. Yeah. So to your point, yes, we are coming up with these innovations, but with that, it's beholden to us as well to educate. So I think we're doing a great job of it.
I love the Polyflex. That it's a YouTube culture, right?
It is.
How do I do this? I'll go on here and watch a video. You all have them, and you're able to really bring that. But you're also doing some virtual. I know you do it with us through webinars, like what we're doing. But you also do a lot of that Zoom also to train people, right?
Yes, we have webinars that'll go over different products. We even have had some on to help estimate coding coverage and things like that. So there's a wide variety of those webinars that are offered live, and I believe they're also online.
Yeah.
You can access them. And the Polyflex is amazing. I mean, just on YouTube, just type in Polyflex, and you will see all of the Polyglass videos, installations, and it's great.
Yeah, it might be a weekend binge. Be careful.
Yeah.
It'll take you down. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. I do that. Okay, innovations. Let's just kind of bring that back about, we already talked about training and getting in front of people, but really the messaging, right? The messaging of innovation so that contractors, building owners, architects, everybody can really understand how that works. Talk to me a little bit about that and the things that go along with that, savings, labor savings, all of that good stuff.
So here at Polyglass, we have a full research and development team led by Dr. Betiana Acha. And truly many of our innovations have started as a result of conversations much like this. With contractors, with architects. It's identifying what the next greatest need is going to be, both in labor as well as end user. On top of, we're constantly chasing weather, right?
Right.
As a Floridian, Hurricane Alley. But, we understand every part of the country and well into Canada, there are challenges there as well. On top of some of the innovations that we've talked about, we have a Kool roof line, meaning it's a polar line designed for colder. So it's truly our team interfacing with the teams of all the professionals in the industry, and they go to the lab and they produce some amazing results for us.
So you're talking really about contractor-driven ideas too, and really listening to the folks in the field.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And again, a lot of these trainings and the events that we put together, that's the intention.
Yeah. that's
Without
great.
feedback,
The feedback is key.
right. we're just creating things that would.
We'll probably hear some of that tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm loving it. I love it. As you're getting this feedback from the contractors, how are you looking? There's a lot of things that have to go into play for that. You can get feedback, but at the same time, resiliency, labor savings, obviously sustainability, the strength, all of that, you kind of have to hear what the need is and then bring all those other parts of the puzzle together for these innovations.
So, and that's and that's a challenge for anyone, really. You hear a problem, you want to solve the problem.
Right.
So typically, we bring a team together. We'll develop case studies to identify, can we make this work? And it goes through a stage gate process where there are steps that we have to meet internally before we even launch it externally. And a lot of the times, we'll do a soft external launch with maybe some of the contractors that brought the idea up. We'll ask them to test the product.
Nice. Yeah.
And then we're going to final testing to get into code, or we're tweaking it along the way. So it's not typically a fast process. However, we can typically go from 0 to launch within 9 to 12 months. So we're pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
But that testing is so important, and also just for the contractors to be like, "Hey, someone listened to me." And now we're trying it, and let's see how that works.
Yes.
Absolutely, because we want to be heard, right? And the people in the field, our contractors, are putting this stuff down. They're identifying the problems sometimes before we can.
Right.
Hey, we're going to need this because the code's changing this way. So we're trying to stay in front of that.
That's exactly how Poly-Anchor HV came to be,
Absolutely.
which is our anchor sheet for steep slope roofing.
Yes.
And it's because, one, the old way was 30-pound felt underneath your self-adhered, or you could go direct to deck. But if you were to use an anchor sheet, it would be 30-pound. And and the contractors they liked the price point of 30 pound, but they recognized that, this isn't a great roofing product. It doesn't, the self-adhereds don't adhere well to it,
Right.
because it is petroleum based, so it's kind of slippery, slick. It oxidizes very quickly, can't be left out in the sun very long. So there was some needs for a new product, and that's where the Polyanchor HV came about. Plus, the code was changing, and that was a huge deal.
Yeah, that's a driver too.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. It is.
Because it's better to stay ahead of them. And I think you mentioned that before. Staying ahead of the need of the codes of what the contractors are looking for puts you in such a better place than trying to always play catch up.
Well, and again, back to the, the support, we have a full codes team, we have a full technical team, and many of us stay on the front side of codes nationally for that reason, so that when code becomes active, we're not playing catch up. We're not launching 6 months after code. We're ready well before.
You're ready to be ahead of time. That makes so much sense. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say Polyglass is a family-oriented company, which I think helps them in these cases because they really listen to their people. The smallest territory sales rep will be heard what his needs or her needs are in her region or his region. So it helps to have that support.
Yeah. It makes all the difference.
Totally.
When you're selling, you want to believe in what's going on. And I think that's what's so important for contractors out there. When they're selling the products, working with their reps, you want to believe in everything that's going on and believe in that family.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. So one of the things we've been talking about a lot on the coffee shops is the need that how important it is to have that great relationship with your manufacturer as a contractor, and also to really understand what the manufacturer offers above and beyond product, right? So let's just talk about how much backing, the importance of the backing to the contractor that Polyglass, I know it's like a core value. So talk about some of the things that go on there.
So here at Polyglass, we do have a full contractor program available to contractors that are utilizing our products. It's a matter of meeting with your sales representative, and there's a certain amount of fact checking that goes on. But ultimately, we want to create that relationship. We want to create that bond where we're growing our business together. We offer a full line of warranties. One of the other innovations that we're doing in conjunction with our newly launched waterproofing line is our seal the envelope warranties.
Ooh, okay.
So that's, and we didn't really talk about waterproofing today.
Let's talk about it a little bit here.
So we currently offer a full line of waterproofing, above and below grade waterproofing, pre and post applied, walls, transitions, you name it, we have it from a waterproofing standpoint. And the idea behind that is to offer warranties on all 6 sides of the building. Ultimately, that entire envelope is what's protecting the inside.
Right.
So Polyglass can now offer all of that. So I think the Seal the Envelope program has been something a little innovative that we've done. And again, it's a matter of working with your reps, working with Polyglass, and identifying opportunities.
I have to tell you, for as long as I've been in roofing, which has been a little while, there's always been that talk, who owns the transition between the roof to the wall, right?
Yeah, that's the architects and consultants' biggest concern usually is, well, if I put Polyglass here and I put somebody else here, who owns right here?
Right.
So that's
what you all are addressing.
That's the seal the envelope. Yes, we will own all the details.
I love it. Well, but I mean, obviously, too, quality reps with background who can help you through that and to understand, even for contractors, do you want to get into waterproofing on the walls or below grade? Or if you're already there, how can you bring it all together into one? And those are the kind of questions and initiatives that can really change your business and take it to a new level of diversity. So the last thing I do want to talk about is just your certifications. You certify. Tell us a little bit about that.
So from a certification standpoint, that kind of, encompasses a little bit of Poly School here. We're always going to request that in order to be part of, a contractor program, we want to get you here. We want you to see the products. We want you to touch the products. We're going to give you a plant tour. We're going to ask for, and that's actually my favorite part.
Yeah, I love plant tours.
Yeah.
But we're going to ask that you be involved with our technical team as well. You know, on a lot of your initial installations, one of us is going to mobilize and be there to answer those questions about the details, whether it's on the roof or on a transition, because the devil's in the details. In roofing, you know. So we do offer certifications for that as part of our contractor program.
And it's bring your whole crew, right?
Agreed.
Or reps will go to train your crews.
And that's something that we've really started doing more and more of, is coming to you. And I think, you know, oddly enough, working in roofing for this long, people always want to set trainings at 2:00 in the afternoon. The crews don't want to work it. They don't want to do a training.
It's
so we'll
really
do.
hot, too.
It's hot.
They're ready to go.
They're getting pulled off a job. So we'll do early morning trainings.
Nice.
That way it can maximize the crew training as well, and then they can still go get a full day of work and not be tied down at the office for a day. So we're willing to kind of customize whatever works for the schedule of the contractor.
So to find out more about all of these, you really want to go to the directory for Polyglass, go to the Polyglass website, work with your local reps, because there is so much between, as we've covered in our 3 learning objectives, innovative technologies, innovative products, and innovative customer support that really helps back the company. And that's, at the end of the day, what you want to look for in whoever you're working with, who's manufacturing your roofing products.
Agreed.
100%.
Ladies, you've been amazing.
Thank you so much for
Absolutely
having us.
amazing. I mean, can you believe how fast this goes?
No, I can't.
It was pretty fast.
It goes really fast. So thank you all for being a part of this Lunch and Learn. I hope your lunch was awesome. Please check out Coatings Coffee Shop and Roofers Coffee Shop to find out all the information about Polyglass and about all of the training possibilities. Also, check out the live coatings talk that you're going to be, which you'll have to go search it online, but we're going to be doing that tomorrow, and that will be more about the innovation, the demonstrations, and the innovation that is coming out from Polyglass, along with bringing women from Florida in to do a full women's training. So exciting. Megan Ellsworth and I will be a part of that. We appreciate it. Please fill out your discussion sheet and go online, take that test, and get entered for a free lunch on us. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.
This was great.
It was good.
It was so
great.
much fun. Now we get to do a live one tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
thank you all. We'll see you next time on Coatings Coffee Shop Lunch and Learn.